The Effigy Mounds. Who built them and why? The mystery of the strange mounds. Hidden deep within the lush forests, winding rivers, and grassy plains of North America lies an ancient mystery that has baffled archaeologists and historians for centuries. Scattered across the landscapes of Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota are over 2,000 burial mounds, many shaped like animals such as bears, birds, and serpents. These enigmatic structures, known as the Effigy Mounds, continue to intrigue and puzzle researchers around the world. Despite decades of research, the true purpose of these mounds remains an unsolved mystery. Who were the people that constructed these earthworks? And what motivated them to create such complex, animal-shaped designs? Were these mounds simply burial sites? Or did they serve other, more profound purposes tied to the spiritual beliefs of ancient Native American cultures? In this video, we will delve deep into the origins, purpose, and significance of the Effigy Mounds. Join us as we explore this fascinating archaeological enigma, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to keep discovering more unexplained mysteries from around the world. Part 1. What are the Effigy Mounds? The Effigy Mounds are large earthen mounds that were built in the shape of animals, such as bears, birds, serpents, and other figures. These mounds were constructed primarily by Native American tribes in the regions around the Mississippi River, specifically in the areas now known as Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota. The mounds range in size from several feet to over 100 meters in length, and many have been meticulously shaped to resemble specific animals. One of the most distinctive features of the Effigy Mounds is the fact that they are not just simple burial sites. They are constructed in the shape of animals, each with its own symbolic meaning. These mounds vary in form, with some being highly stylized, while others appear more naturalistic in their representation of animals. While the construction of burial mounds by Native American tribes was common, what sets the Effigy Mounds apart is the complexity of their shapes and the apparent effort put into aligning them with certain celestial events, seasons, and ritualistic practices. This raises the question, what drove these ancient people to build such elaborate structures? And how did these mounds fit into the larger cultural and spiritual life of their creators? Part 2. Who built the Effigy Mounds? 1. The Mound Builders, a complex society. The Effigy Mounds were constructed by several indigenous peoples of North America, collectively known as the Mound Builders. These groups, which include the Hopewell, Mississippian, and Woodland cultures, lived in the Midwest and southeastern United States. The Mound Builders were skilled earthworkers and builders, known for their construction of large, impressive earthen mounds for various purposes, ranging from burial sites to ceremonial centers. The people who constructed the Effigy Mounds were likely part of the Woodland culture, a cultural tradition that spanned from around 1000 BCE to 500 CE. While some mounds were simple burial sites, the Effigy Mounds represent a more complex relationship between the builders and the natural world, including spiritual beliefs, rituals, and social structures. 2. The role of spiritual beliefs. Archaeologists have long debated the spiritual and religious motivations behind the construction of Effigy Mounds. Many believe that these mounds were not just physical spaces for the dead, but also sacred sites connected to spiritual practices. The animal shapes found in the mounds, including bears, birds, and serpents, likely had significant symbolic meaning for the people who built them. For example, the bear is often associated with strength, leadership, and protection in many Native American cultures. The serpent, on the other hand, is commonly seen as a symbol of transformation, renewal, and the underworld. It's possible that the builders of the Effigy Mounds saw these animals as embodying spiritual forces or deities that played a central role in their belief systems. Part 3. The purpose and meaning of the Effigy Mounds. The question that has intrigued historians and archaeologists for centuries is, what was the true purpose of the Effigy Mounds? While burial is the most commonly accepted explanation, there are several competing theories about the mound's purpose and their connection to the larger cultural practices of the mound builders. 1. Burial sites and honor to ancestors. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the Effigy Mounds were built as burial sites for the dead, a place to honor ancestors and important leaders. Many of the mounds contain human remains, suggesting that these structures were indeed used for burial purposes. However, what sets the Effigy Mounds apart is the elaborate and ceremonial nature of the mounds themselves. It's likely that these mounds were not just places to bury the deceased, but also places to honor and communicate with the spirits of ancestors. The animals depicted on the mounds may represent the spiritual connection between the living and the dead, with the animal shapes serving as intermediaries between the two worlds. 2. Rituals, ceremonies, and spiritual connections. Another theory is that the effigy mounds were used in religious ceremonies and rituals. Native American tribes often performed complex spiritual rituals related to the changing of the seasons, hunting, agriculture, and warfare. The mounds may have been sites where important spiritual events were held, such as solstice ceremonies, prayers for good harvests, or rites of passage for young members of the tribe. The specific animal shapes of the mounds could have represented the spiritual forces associated with those animals. For example, the bear may have symbolized strength and leadership, while the bird could have represented the connection to the sky and the heavens. 3. Astronomical alignments and celestial significance. One of the most fascinating aspects of the effigy mounds is their potential connection to astronomical events. Several of the mounds are aligned with the movements of the sun and other celestial bodies. Some researchers suggest that the mounds were built with an understanding of the solstices and equinoxes, and that they served as markers for important events in the celestial calendar. This alignment with celestial events suggests that the mound builders had an advanced understanding of astronomy. The effigy mounds may have been used not only for spiritual purposes, but also as markers for important seasonal rituals, such as the winter solstice or the planting season. Part 4. The decline of the mound builder culture. 1. The fall of the mound builders. Around 500 CE, the civilization that constructed the effigy mounds began to decline, and the construction of these elaborate mounds stopped. While the exact reason for this decline is unclear, several factors likely contributed. Environmental changes, such as shifts in climate and resource availability, may have impacted the mound builders' ability to sustain their society. Additionally, intertribal conflict and changes in religious practices could have also played a role. It's important to note that while the effigy mounds may have ceased to be built, the cultural legacy of the mound builders lived on in the traditions and practices of later Native American tribes. 2. The unsolved mystery. Today, the effigy mounds remain a captivating mystery. Despite extensive archaeological research, many questions about their purpose and construction remain unanswered. Were the mounds part of a larger, undiscovered civilization, or were they simply an expression of a deeply spiritual culture? The mystery of the effigy mounds continues to fascinate and inspire researchers and explorers. Each new discovery brings us closer to understanding the intricate beliefs and practices of the ancient mound builders, the unsolved mystery of effigy mounds. In conclusion, the effigy mounds remain one of the most intriguing and enigmatic archaeological sites in North America. These structures offer a glimpse into the spiritual and cultural practices of the ancient mound builders, yet their full purpose remains elusive. While we may never fully understand the exact motivations behind the creation of these mounds, they stand as a testament to the ingenuity, creativity, and spiritual depth of the ancient peoples who built them. Each mound tells a story, and each discovery brings us closer to unraveling the mysteries of the past. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of the effigy mounds. Be sure to subscribe to our channel to continue your journey into the world of unexplained mysteries.